Good morning. I am live. I was just looking at I just came across this gentleman's Twitter page. I think his name is like Eric Hovar Jim or something to that effect. Let's see if I can find him again. Hovar Jim, I think. And he has some great content up. Like some, he does these very short videos where you can see he's kind of cutting through nonsense that the U.S. Coups and just kind of showing like how you got to be wondering, if you're a person of conscience, how is it that our government is funding what Israel's been doing to the Palestinians? Like, don't they have a conscience? Like, how could they do this? But then when you start to actually unpeel the onion and actually start looking at what we are doing and what we have done in the not too distant past, it's like, man, in many ways, what Israel is doing to the Palestinians in Gaza is a lot of what the U.S. has done historically. It's just that in the year 2024, everybody has phones with cameras on them where they can actually post stuff on the internet, and kind of you're able to see live streamed a live stream genocide of what's going on in Gaza. What Israel is doing. And so I think that explains why they seem to be unmoved and clearly not saying anything that would make Israel act any differently than how they've been acting. And I just wrote down in the description of this video, I don't even remember what I titled the video. I just wanted to come on for like 5 to 10 minutes and just talk about the fact that, hey, man, the more, I think I said the more I learn about the U.S. empire, the less I like. I love my country. I love my countrymen. You know, I'm just as patriotic as any other American around the time of Olympics. Right? I want all of our guys and girls to win. Right? I cheer our USA, USA. Right? But when you start to actually look at what our country and by our country, I'm talking about the government, what they do and what they have done, and what it seems as if they are, what their intent is, like, pretty much global domination. It's like, that's not the way I want us to. If we're superior by our own merits, then that's great, fantastic, good for us. But if we are, you know, stealing people's resources and immiserating those people, if our government feels threatened by people setting up um, their societies in a different way, if they're threatened by us being able to see another example, why would I cheer for such a thing? Why would I want that? I don't want that. I've got no interest in our government you know taking out leaders because they set their societies up differently, and installing puppet regimes so that uh, these rich elites that own these corporations can essentially pirate those resources. Why do we want that? Honestly, we don't want that. Our people, us, spend a lot of our lives unaware of all of the stuff that our government does for these corporations to essentially steal resources and uh, deny other countries their sovereignty. We we often use that sovereignty um, argument when it suits us, right? They want to make as if when they're getting reasonably tough questions from the journalists in the room, in these for these State Department people, they want to make it as if oh, Israel's a sovereign country. We can only push but so much. But at the end of the day, they're going to make their own decisions. Ukraine's sovereign, right? They're going to make their decisions. Are these countries actually sovereign? I don't think so. The U.S. has a firm grip on these other Western nations, right? They are the head. Let's not be confused. We know that the U.S. can control Israel if they so choose. They just don't choose to do that. The U.S. can call up Joe Biden can call up Netanyahu and let him know it's all over. It's time to stop these wars, and it's time to get at the peace table today. He could do that. Why can't he do that? Because Israel is not even a real country. Israel, real countries can defend themselves. They produce what they need to defend themselves. Israel is a welfare state, and if they are a little tiny yet loud barking dog. But that's only because they have a much bigger dog behind them, being the U.S. Right? But if the U.S. was to was to cut off all military aid or financial aid from Israel, Israel would fall, maybe in a month. They would run out of ammunition and they would fall. I think that obviously, they have nuclear weapons, and we've seen the stuff that they've done to the Palestinians, to Lebanon. We know they're dangerous. I wonder. I don't know. I question whether or not our government people feel threatened at the idea of cutting them off. Also, sometimes it goes through my head like, man, what do they have on all of our elected officials? I saw a clip on I think Dave Smith's podcast, and he shows a debate between Ted Cruz and Colin Allred for Ted Cruz is the incumbent senator. I think he's been in for 2 terms, and he's running against this guy Colin Allred. Like, one of the first questions is about Israel. And Ted Cruz makes a slander saying, oh, this guy doesn't support Israel. He supports groups that want to defund Israel and stuff like this. And you would think that with what's going on, this person who is supposed to be in a different party and have different ideals would say, yes, look at what Israel's done. Like, Israel is not a nation worth our support. That's a lot of money that can be brought back home in order to enrich our own society. Is that what he does? No. This guy, it's like every time you see one of these Democrat-Republican debates, it's like these guys are literally like just trying to show who can hit their knees faster in fealty to the state of Israel. It's amazing. Tim Walz and J.D. Vance, when they had their vice presidential debate, Kamala and Donald, when they had the presidential debate, man, it's just like a fight over who's going to be a more ardent, unshakable, unwavering supporter of Israel. It is amazing. It is amazing to me to see that. I mean, we don't live in a Kamala often talks about how we got to have a functioning 2-party system. No, we don't have a functioning 2-party system. What's the second party? Both parties are the pro-lobby party. They're the pro-Israel party. It's just that the only difference between this uniparty system is that half of the people speak their intentions clearly, and it sounds really ugly, and the other ones kind of like flower it up. Oh, we're just gonna fund Israel. Other ones are wipe them out. The people that are saying fund Israel understand that's what's gonna happen, and they almost like saying, you can't say it like that. I'm like, vote for me. I won't say it like that. It's like, man, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So yeah, the more I learn about all the stuff that the U.S. has done, it's like the more it's just like, man, we have to break out of the two-party system. We gotta get control back of our own government, and we've got to make major reforms, or else you know they're gonna push us over the edge. That's truly what's on my mind this day. That's my 10 minutes. Time flies, I guess, when you're having a really good time, but I've got to get to work. I pray you all have a good day, and just keep on trying to focus on positive things that are in your control, recognizing how we as a collective, when we come together, once we finally have come together, we push past the divisive nature of politics, and it's designed that way in order to keep the people separated. Once we get past there, we will see how much truly is in our control. Be well today.